Well, hello and welcome to the first ever DNA Retailer to Retailer Marketplace Forum. Our first session today is another source for retail sales, and we're going to be speaking with Mary Liz Curtin today. But before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about how this entire thing started. First I want to say is we see you. We see those retailers out there who've just been doing incredible, innovative things like curbside sales, delivering to people's homes, and also those that have done just amazing things on social media. And we saw the ones who did the social distancing fashion show in front of their store. So we saw you do that. That was amazing. So some great things have been going on. And secondly, we see you, those whose stores that are closed at the moment. And we wanted to give a little bit of hope that there is some great things going out there. And we know that, at DNA Sales, we know we have great lines, we have great vendors we work with, we have awesome sales reps. But one of the things we pride ourselves on is being partners with our retailers. So we started asking ourselves, we've got these two groups of retailers out there. What can we do to help out? So one of the first things we did is we brought a retailer onto our conference call and spoke to all of our reps and our entire sales team about some steps we could share with some retailers. And we did. We saw one person do their first Facebook Live ever and had over 50 sales. We saw another who started selling gift boxes and just did great with that. And it just kind of sparked the conversation a little further. What can we do as partners to help out retailers? We decided it's not something we want from people. We want to give this to people. So as that conversation sparked more, this forum came about. So thank you for joining today. And we hope you leave inspired, but also have some concrete steps that you can take and hopefully duplicate. We know that it's important for stores to be open 24/7, 365 days a year. We know if there's a snowstorm, you can still be open. And we know that it's important in the 21st century to compete online, that these things and social media are going to be so important. So with saying all of that, we want to start with a little video. Mary Liz Curtin, who I said is the owner of Leon and Lulu in Clawson, Michigan, and her website, leonandlulu.com. And on there, she has a tab that says Leon and Lulu TV. So she started making these incredible videos, and I was watching them, and I thought, let's start off by sharing one of her videos. So here's a very short 1-minute video just to show you some of the unique things that she was doing.
Welcome to Leon and Lulu's low-tech, let's face it, no-tech website. While we have hundreds of things for you to choose from, we do not yet have a shopping cart, but we do have a state-of-the-art tape gun, lots of great boxes, and we are ready to ship your desires to you. If you see something you like, it's very simple. Give us a call, send us an email, we'll make sure it's in stock and get back to you with a total. We'll ship it in a day or two, and it'll be in your hands before you can say quarantine 3 times fast. We're so sorry we can't help you in person, but if you'd like us to take pictures of things, we'll be glad to. If you'd like us to model, we'll do that too. Anything we can do to make shopping from your home easy. And we're working on that shopping basket, but probably not for this quarantine. We miss you, we love you, we can't wait for you to come back. Hi from Leon and Lulu.
So if you go on there, you'll see there was one video where she was wearing 12 different outfits during the
16.
video. 16? I apologize. 16. I'm not very good at counting. And then she also in a video gave a shout out to other vendors and retailers, and it was amazing, just the different things that came out of it. So we're gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Mary Liz, and I want everybody to know that the volume is off. But if you have any questions, there is a chat button that you can then ask a question, and we're going to try to get to those at the end. So thank you for coming on, Mary Liz. And I'd like to start off just if you could give like a quick 2-minute history of your retail history, because I know it's vast, and 2 minutes is not going to do it justice. But
Well, I'm old.
fill us in.
So um, I grew up in retail. My mother was a interior designer. She had retail stores. My favorite thing in the whole world was go to the Merchandise Mart in Chicago with her and have lunch at Henri's. That'll date me. I met my husband when I grew up. I was a sales rep. I was a sales manager. I met my husband at the Chicago Gift Show. He was account number 10,000, and they say that lucky account number won the sales manager. And I moved to Michigan to be with him because we were married. That seemed the right thing to do in 1989. I continued my career writing and speaking and consulting with emerging manufacturers and retailers. And my husband had his retail stores, which he opened right out of college. As he figured that he'd have a retail store while he figured out what he wanted to do. He closed that store in 2001. Yeah, 2001. 2003, we got jobs at the mall just for fun at Christmas, and he got this urge that he wanted to open a store. I got this urge that we were going to get divorced if we opened a store together, but we did indeed look for a building. We bought the building in 2005, opened it in 2006, and we have been here ever since. And now we have Leon Lulu, which is in a vintage roller skating rink, and then we also have the building next door, which was the vintage movie theater. So we have the entire entertainment district of our little suburb of Detroit. That's my story.
Wow. And
There's so much.
There's so much more to it too, I know as well. I like I said, I watch your social media, and there's been a big change, I would say, since 2019, even since early 2020 here. There's been a great change. Can you tell us a little bit about the change that you made and what kind of inspired that change?
Well, I assume you're referring to our low-tech e-commerce platform.
Yes.
We have twice in our history, I have tried to develop a website for selling things. Right now, it's informational, it's fun. We mostly use it to promote events and talk about our store because our whole business is very event-driven. We do special events 4 times a year for local artists, where we have a juried craft show for about 30 artists. We'll get 1,000 people through the store on a slow one of those. That's not going to work so well now. We do fashion shows twice a year. Again, not the kind of a program we could plan to sustain. But our whole goal with the store is to keep people excited and energized and have a good time. The e-commerce, we couldn't make it work. We couldn't figure out how to build a shopping cart that would work with our point of sale system. Our inventory is so massive, we have so many SKUs, that it would really be opening another whole entire business. And since what we're selling here is happiness and fun and entertainment more than the things that we sell, we gave up on it. Well, then this little party started in March, and we realized, and I don't even get credit for this, 2 of our fabulous employees started putting things on the web. They started putting together care baskets, a box full of wonderful stuff, a spa box, a Mother's Day box. I think we had 12 Mother's Day boxes at one point. I contributed. I designed my favorite one, the Big Box of Farts, which includes a fart book and some state of the fart toilet spray and some other things, all related to that lovely category, including a make your own fart kit, which is just a piece of bubble wrap that we tie with a bow. So we've tried to have fun with it. We've tried to make people laugh. And we have been amazed at the number of people who were thrilled to send care packages. We sold, like everybody else, 1 billion puzzles. Well, billion's a new word. And it's helped us keep a couple of people employed and keep our customers coming back. We still don't have a shopping cart, and we're not likely to get a real shopping cart with a live inventory anytime soon. But we're learning how to do it, and we've learned on the fly. Our customers have been so cooperative. It's really been an amazing change for us. I've been amazed at how very well it's worked. That's our big change. Well, it's one of our big changes for this year. That and having new customers.
So can you tell us a little bit though about how we showed the video, but can you give us a little bit more about how you're using the social media aspect to drive customers to the website or drive them to calling you at the store and placing orders?
Well, we've always been busy with Instagram and Facebook posts and keeping just trying to keep the brand active on both of those platforms. Our biggest outreach for marketing is email marketing. We have a mailing list of almost 35,000 clean names that we've built in 14 years. And we do most of our communicating in that fashion. Every time we do an email, we get a great influx, whatever it is. So we did emails that listed the baskets and told people that we were selling things online, and listed actually they're not baskets, they're boxes. But that we did emails that talked about what was online. And as soon as we sent it to our customers, we'd hear from them both for the items that they saw online and for things that they remembered in the store that aren't online yet. But the email marketing has been really the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Excellent. And I saw some videos on the Leon and Lulu TV videos. I saw some on there about products that you have, but just also different things that you've shown. What inspired just those new videos? I mean, because they were showing product, but they were also just entertaining. They were giving people hope. What are some, and also
our whole goal, our whole goal,
tips you could give?
Our whole goal is always to make people laugh and give them a good time. More that my theory is that if they have a wonderful time in our store or on our website, the sales will follow. If we are totally sales driven, they're not going to have as good a time as if you're trying to make them laugh, trying to give them something to talk about. So we always go for the laugh first. And if it's a cheap laugh, obviously I'm not above that. We post on Facebook and Instagram every couple of days. We're doing our first Facebook Live tomorrow night, which is called Cocktails with Mary Liz, and I will feature one of the wines that we sell, and I'll have to drink most of it probably, but we'll feature a wine. We'll talk about, I think I'm just going to talk about Mary Liz's favorite things and stuff in the store I like. In about a week, I've got one planned that's going to talk about unusual things that we purchased, things that nobody notices that are just really kind of fabulous. And then I think we might do another one of things we don't know why we purchased or who talked us into them, but here they are, a string of peculiar stuff. And I think that we'll certainly get some action with it. But our biggest marketing outreach for this time is our jingle contest. I decided that any really important company should have a jingle, and we don't have one. So we have a contest that launched a week ago, write a jingle for Leon and Lulu. We've gotten about 40 entries, I think. We're getting them from far afield, not just Michigan. We have 4 judges. I'm one, a professional singer, a newscaster who's also in country band, and then another woman with great ties to the music field to judge. So I've got real judges, and the lucky winner will get $1,000, dinner for 4 at our restaurant, and a big box of Leon and Lulu loot. That's really been fun. So I'm having a really good time with that.
Awesome. And I know you do some very creative things, because it's not part of my personality, or because I might make mistakes. How would you address
First
that?
First of all, who cares if you make a mistake? They love it when you make a mistake. People laugh when you make mistakes. And we're doing web business that we've never done before, but we have to remember that all the web business that those of us who are late to the game are doing, all based on real life customers that we met in the real world. It's not strangers from across the land, although they're finding us as well. But and by no means do I suggest that we're making a ton of money on the web. We're keeping the lights on, sort of, most of them. But what people want from us, from independent retailers, is that relationship. They want to go into a store where people smile at them and remember them and maybe even know their name. They want that feeling of connection, that I bought this from the lady who went to New York to the gift show to choose it. I bought this from that nice place where they, where it smells so good because they have all those stupid candles. And that's what we sell, is happiness. And that's what we're getting through with our communications in Facebook and on Instagram. We want to send them something that is beautiful, or might give them an idea for their house, or just might make them laugh. That's what we do.
It's so funny that you said that. I recently spoke with a retailer who was telling me they've got 5,000 Facebook followers, and they do Facebook Live and everything. And when they're just going to dinner or something, people will stop them and say, "Oh, are you so-and-so? And her children think she's famous because they're young and they think, wow, everybody knows you, Mom. You must be famous. And she just says, no, I'm just Facebook famous in our little town. So I understand what you're saying about the recognition and the relationship and keeping it humorous. Would there be any other like concrete steps someone could take just today, even to get started using social
Think
media
of
to
something
do
that you
this?
can do or offer to sell that will help your customers. They're home and they're bored. Talk about the puzzles, talk about how to keep the kids busy. One of our employees was in boxes that were going to families with kids. He gave them a whole thing about games you can play with FlowPack. He just threw that in the box and it made people really happy. But what do you have that's going to make me happier in quarantine? What do you have that I could lounge around the house in and not look like I'm in the same sweatpants for 7 weeks, 10 weeks actually? What do you have in your store that you can talk about and share and get excited about? Or tell them what you've been doing. We polyurethane 15,000 square foot of roller skating rink floor here. We've repainted, and we've talked about that. Our customers can't wait to come in and see it. Really, what colors did you use? Because people are bored, and they shop with you because they want that connection. So any way you can keep that connection alive through Facebook, through Instagram, through your emails, any way you keep that connection alive is something that's going to drive them back to you when we get the doors open. I hope doors open
Definitely.
someday soon.
And are you going to continue the videos and different things like that going
Oh,
forward?
absolutely. Absolutely. We've done them for quite a while. We've got some great videos from our warehouse sales. Some of them are really funny. And every time we do one of them, people, they love it. We did one that had what sounded like Sarah McLachlan in the background for a warehouse sale, and we talked about unloved furniture. It was a tearjerker. Yeah, people adored it. So anything, my goal is to amuse and to entertain, and that's the first goal, and then the sales follow. But give them content that means something. Never send an email that has nothing to say. We're thinking of you. No, you're not. You just wanted to get your name out. Send me an email that has a recipe for a one-pot meal. Send me an email that tells me how not to kill the children my daughter came home. We're living together for the first time in a long time. It's great. But send an email about what you're eating during quarantine. What are you reading? What's fun in your life? Because most people think that we as retailers, first of all, they think it's fun to own a store. Second of all, they think a buying trip is a vacation and a shopping adventure, which it's going to be a real adventure when we get back to that. So they think that we have more glamorous lives than perhaps we think we have. Share it with them. Tell them where you're going and what you're doing or where you wish you were going. That's how the 16 outfit video started, is I was thinking about where would I go when I get out of quarantine? So, and what would I wear when I went there? So for each destination in the Detroit area, I had a different outfit and talked about where I was going to go. And that's how I got to mention lots of our friends and museums and restaurants and the airport, someplace I love.
Great. One thing we've been talking to retailers about as well is something we've titled a caretaker, that maybe the owner or the person running the store might not feel comfortable with social media as much, but a caretaker would be someone who takes care of it for them. You're very creative, and I know that you do this on a regular basis. What would you say for those that say, you know what, I can't do this myself, or I'm not sure I want to be in front of the camera like that? And I know you've already stressed the importance of the relationship aspect, but is there any advice you could give to them?
Get somebody, I think a caretaker or whatever, find somebody who really loves the platforms and will help you develop the content. Find one of your staff members or somebody, it could be a customer too, who will nag you and say, you need to do this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and keep it going. Because once you get into the habit of it, you start to look for, when you start thinking in terms of Instagram posts, you find them. You've developed an eye for them, is what I'm attempting to say here. Okay. But if you get somebody who reminds you, and you can schedule a post ahead, you could do 5 posts and they can show up 5 different times if you're choosing, and you don't have to think about it every single day. The biggest thing is to keep it short and tight. You don't want to talk forever and ever about anything. You want to just tell them what you have to say, polish that prose a little bit. Don't just smack out the first thing that comes out of your mouth, type it twice. Get it tight and easy to read, and always start it, if you can, any of these posts with, you will love this, rather than we have this, because it's about them, it's not about us.
That's great. And even a tip I got from you earlier before we started this was you had gone around your store and tried to find the best light that you could do this Zoom call on today. So making sure those behind the scenes things, practicing a little bit. I got on Zoom early today just to practice a little bit and see what my background looked like. So those are all very important things. And I love what you said. Start out with, you'll love this, because people do want to know what's doing well and what's new and popular. So thank you. Those are some great steps
You're
that people
also,
can take today.
I certainly have no trouble spouting off and talking by myself, but many people find it easier to work in an interview format. So if you make the list of questions and have someone on or off camera asking you the questions, it'll prompt you and help guide you through what you want to say. So if you're talking about things for the home, or how to set a table for a picnic, or whatever the topic is, list those points, have somebody ask you questions that will lead you to the points you need to make in the right order, and it will make the whole thing much, much easier, and you won't be on your own.
Another great suggestion. We do have a question that Carrie Childerson posted. How often do you post on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Live? I know you said tomorrow is your very first Facebook Live, so that will be awesome. But what about Facebook and Instagram? And you said you have someone that posted for you, correct?
Yes, I do. And almost every day on both platforms.
Okay. So is it someone who works in the store that takes care of, is the caretaker for the social media?
Yes.
Awesome.
Someone who, I have a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with Facebook. So there's somebody who really likes it, who's in charge of Facebook.
And that's important. Besides relationship, what I hear you saying too is having fun with this and enjoying what we're doing, giving people hope. And that was part of our onus today, was to try to give people hope and inspire people and give them some concrete steps. Is there anything else you'd like to add here at the end?
Well, the biggest thing is to try to have fun with it. Try to enjoy it and have a good time. And you know, all it takes is a couple of posts where you get responses and reposts and shares, and somebody says, oh, that was so much fun, or that was useful, that was funny, I didn't know about that. And all of a sudden, it's a lot more fun.
Great. Dennis has a question for you. How can a retailer create a video? Is it complicated?
Well, if you have a telephone, that's a really good start. Get some good light. Always do a background check, figure out where you're going to be so that you look really good. Do not put yourself in a dark hole, and have somebody film it with your camera on your phone. It's pretty easy.
Awesome. Great.
And you want to keep it short and tight.
And posting, it's pretty simple as well, isn't it?
It's very simple. You just upload it.
We have one question too. If you are not allowed to post on social media, do you have any other suggestions for sales?
That's a hard one. I'm going to guess that maybe you're in a hospital gift shop. Direct mail is always really, really good, but it's expensive. Sometimes in a hospital environment, you can put things in the newspaper, the employee newspaper, however they communicate with the employees, the newsletter or that kind of thing. They'll often allow you to promote something. Aside from that, you're probably going to have to do signs in the window telling people what's happening inside the hospital gift shop.
Great.
And I'm sorry you can't post on social media. That doesn't seem fair to me.
She said that you were correct, that she is a hospital gift shop. So very good. I think that's all the questions. And I know we're getting close to our half hour. Then we want to really honor that. Thank you so much Mary
Well,
Liz, for your
I'd
time.
like to say, please feel free to go to leonandlulu.com. Steal anything that you think is stealable. You're, please, if you see something that you want to take and repurpose for yourself, knock yourself out. Have a really good time. And I'm happy to tell you how we did anything that we did, if I can remember.
Well, thank you so much for that. I mean, that's awesome to offer that and just to be open and sharing like you have. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. This was really fun.
You're welcome. Just to end the session here, there's a couple of things. First of all, we have a discussion question. What are your thoughts or plans for attending summer gift shows? You can email me, Phil at DNA Sales. It's very complicated because I can't remember anything more than that. And also there's a cell number up there. You can text us with your store name, city, your name, and answer. If there's any feedback you have, you can text us or email us. Another thing to follow up with is next week, we're going to have our second session. Our second session is going to focus on how do you build up your social media following. That's very important. We're talking about using social media to drive sales. So how do you build that up? How do you get people to follow your store? We're also going to talk about how do you use it for marketing, because it's also important to use it for marketing. We're going to have a retailer come on and talk to us all about that. And if this has been meaningful to you, all we ask is that invite someone else next time. Or if you're going to have a caretaker for your store or your social media platform, invite them to be on. They can hear these steps and some concrete things that we're going to talk about and help you to implement them. It's going to be our second session is going to be next Thursday, same time, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to use the same Zoom login. So everything that you have right now will work again next week. We're trying to make this as easy as possible so that you can join us again and invite someone else. The last thing I just want to say, thank you so much for attending this. We hope that, our hope is that we can be a great partner, that DNA Sales can be a great partner with you and your store through our reps. And we just want everybody to be successful. So be healthy, be hopeful, and thank you for joining us, and join us again next week. Have a great day.